I've actually downloaded the Quran on my phone, but and then I went to read it a couple times, and then I felt guilty for trying to read it, because that was what was instilled in me from the church. Like, oh, never read that book, because the moment you'll read that book, you'll start questioning your faith.
Yeah. And you see, I've read the Bible. I can tell you the Bible. I don't know if you see my videos. You see, I quote the references to the Christians because they don't know their own reference. We're not afraid of anything because we know we have the truth. And I mean, they're afraid for you to read the Quran because when you read the Quran, you would know Islam is the truth. Like, don't read that book, because once you read that book, you're going to join that faith. Stay in delusion. Stay in a place where it doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as a Trinity. It doesn't make any rational sense, and it's not in the Bible. Stay in a book that tells you things that are crazy, like killing innocent children, whatever, or a book that tells you that they're prophets of God, but they were, having intercourse with their own daughters or killing people so they can have intercourse with their wives. This is what they want to teach you, something that deep down doesn't align with what comes from God. You know that God is good and God is goodness. And you know that if God's good and God is goodness, then these things that these people are teaching you cannot be from God. And when you read the Quran, that's what you're going to realize. You're going to realize the Quran teaches you from beginning to praise Allah, to ask God to keep you on the straight path, to be good to your neighbor, to avoid evil and sin, and all of these. That's what the Quran is teaching you. You read from beginning to end, and that's what you're going to see. And they know that that's what you're going to see. And that's why they're fighting as hard as they can to prevent you from taking that step and reading the Quran. Because the next step is you become a Muslim. Prophet Muhammad taught us that Jesus is like his brother from a different mother. So the prophets are brothers from different mothers. Prophet Muhammad saw Jesus like his brother. Cannot become a Muslim until you believe in Jesus. Cannot become a Muslim until you believe in Moses. You cannot become a Muslim until you believe in Abraham. Islam teaches you to believe in all the prophets and messengers of God. This has been the message of Islam from the beginning, and this is the message of Islam today. Islam teaches you to worship upon God alone. Moses taught you to worship upon God alone. Jesus taught you to worship upon God alone. Islam teaches you to keep your commandment fast, pray to God alone, give charity, be good to your mother. Jesus taught you the same thing. Prophet Muhammad taught you the same thing. Moses taught you the same thing. Abraham taught you the same thing. Who teaches you different? The church. That priest. This church. The books that have been changed. These are only the people that teach you other than this. But the message of Islam is pure and still there. And God's invited everyone to that message. If you want to have a true connection with God, is through being a Muslim. It's the only true connection you can have. The Christians remember God when it benefits them. I'm not going to say everyone, but we'll say the majority. They remember God when it benefits them.